The First World War changed the future of art forever and indirectly established Dadaism and Surrealism. In 1916, in Zurich, a group of artists would frequently meet and discuss art, put on performances, and share their repulse of the current war. To distract people from the war's lunacy and horror, the Dadaists turned to art, where they accentuated the meaningless and the weird. Many Dadaists believed that what had led people into war was the reason and logic of the conventional capitalist society. The Dadaists put forward their loathing of that ideology through the medium of artistic expression. This new expression of art appeared to reject rules and logic, instead embracing irrationality and the absurd. Dadaists were humorous, but not in a light-hearted, deliberate sense, and certainly not humorous to the initial audiences of the Cabaret Voltaire and other early Dada performance locations. However, they were humorous in the sense that Dadaism didn't take itself seriously, and Dadaism involves taking convention and exaggerating it until it becomes almost unrecognizable.
As a matter of fact, he created a new art form with his collage, which was completely different from anything we had seen before. He nailed his paintings, and he pasted his collage in order to enrich normal paintings.
This is also what makes a lot of stand-up comedians humorous, because of their irreverence for convention.
What are you clapping? We haven't done anything yet, for God's sake. Everyone at home thinking, what a bunch of sycophantic hypocrites, aren't they?
Like Dadaists, comedians go on stage and all they want to create is a reaction.
One of my angriest of all, and it's called theatre. Ah, that's got him. Theatre! What are you, theatre? Whenever I'm near to the theatre, Shut up!
Many comedians put aside social faux pas and tell the audience what they think about politics and the world in a brash manner.
A lot of Christians wear crosses around their necks. Do you think when Jesus comes back, he ever wants to see a fucking cross? It's kind of like going up to Jackie Onassis with a little sniper rifle pendant, you know? Hey, Jackie, just thinking of John. We loved him.
Their views will almost certainly be exaggerated or heightened with risque, making it possibly offensive to some amount of the audience. Before the show, the comedian knows this. As he's writing his material, he knows that if he said this in any other profession, he could be sacked for it. However, he wants to create a fresh reaction, sometimes to intrigue and sometimes to shock.
Please, take a seat. Sit down! Bastards! Enjoy the show, I love it. You see? The two sides of the Middle East, you bastards! I love you so much. You filthy bastards, you're late! Come to my carpet shop, finest carpets in town. Just for you, my friend.
If comedians followed the normality of set-up, punchline, etc., it would get repetitive. And since the late 70s, we've seen stand-up comedians produce new waves of edgier comedy. It's obvious to see that Dada performances influence the alternative comedy scene.
What happens if you spill carpet cleaner? If you were a necrophiliac paedophile that was into bestiality, would you fuck omelettes?
Another possibly Dadaist-inspired way of standing out and not following the conventions is what the comedians wear on stage. The Dadaists wore costumes in geometric shapes of cardboard. The costumes of the Dada performance had huge conflicting shapes and colours, with joints that would not move efficiently. The costumes were designed to have the same effect as the discord which existed among the actor, to create an effect which was shocking to the viewer. Similarly, stand-up comedian Max Miller performed during the Second World War, when the choice of clothing was restricted, with men's clothing being particularly drab.
Lummy, you don't know what to wear this weather, do you, lady? It's raining again, ducky. You all right in here? That's right. You'll be
Because of this, Max Miller would create a reaction before he'd even said one punchline, by coming out on stage dressed in yards of colourful cloth.
You're saying to yourselves, why is he dressed like that? I tell you why I'm dressed like this. I'm a commercial traveller and I'm ready for bed.
Other comedians who have followed this technique of wearing a costume in order to get a reaction include Harry Hill, Russell Brand and Eddie Izzard.
Oh no!
space monkeys are attacking.
Even the comedians who wear common or normal clothes are usually doing so the audience can empathise with them. This in itself is seeking a reaction, the reaction of empathy. If the performer-audience relationship in stand-up is like any other interpersonal relationship, then it must be capable of being just as varied and complex. Hostages can form an emotional bond with their kidnappers. The bullying loudmouth at school is very funny to view from distance.
Having a real night out, aren't you? Quite late for you? I expect you normally stay home and eat food covered in breadcrumbs.
So the people we admire are not necessarily always people we like. Most of the time this helps develop interesting comedy personas and characters. Al Murray plays a crude, sexist, dated nationalist in his stand-up act, but although the audience doesn't really believe in the same attitudes and beliefs as his character, they still enjoy his character's traits and laugh at his foibles.
I mean, we had to help the Americans in the Iraq War, and there are people who say the Iraq War was unnecessary. I cannot agree. It was essential practice. In case one comes along, we've actually got to fight, wasn't it? Got to stay match fit in case the Germans try again. I've been too quiet for too long.
This in some ways killed Dadaism, as although the Dadaists could go out on stage and be annoying, crazy, deluded, shocking or boring, the audience may end up still appreciating their work, which may have not been the reaction the Dadaist performer was looking for. The audience soon adapted to Dadaism, and society tuned into the shock and the freedom of it. When this occurred, Dadaism died, as a movement created to shock must die if it stops doing so.